Allagash White, the second most popular wit beer, is the brainchild of Allagash Brewing Company founder Rob Todd. Now, back in 1995, German and British-style beers were very prevalent in the U.S., but Belgian beers not quite so much. Now, this gave Rob an idea to create a small brewery, and with it, a rare style of beer in the U.S., a Belgian wit beer. He would go on and call it Allagash White. Now, the beer would get its flavor from wheat rather than barley, and Curacao orange peel, coriander, and other spices would add to the taste. So the bottle version of Allagash White is bottle conditioned with the fermentation in the tanks as well as the bottle. Now, Allagash White has a rather unique suggestion upon pouring from the bottle, as according to the Allagash website, since the beer is unfiltered, they recommend a flip, swirl, and sip method. First, flip the bottle over, then swirl the can with a slow rotation of the wrist for 10 seconds, and open it up and pour into a glass, or even drink straight from the bottle if you wish. And when asked the age-old question, would you like a slice of fruit in it, Rob Todd says, if we wanted more fruit in the beer, we'd definitely put it in there. That being said, I always appreciate when the server asks that because there's a level of enjoyment that people get from it. So Allagash White uses Nugget, Crystal, and Czech Saaz hops, as well as its house yeast. For spices, coriander and Curacao orange peel. The freshness usually lasts about 6 months or so, and it comes into us at 5.2% ABV. It is a world-class wit beer with many awards won, including the gold medals at the Great American Beer Festival, European Beer Star, and World Beer Cup, just to name a few. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like I've ever reviewed this beer. All right, the world-famous, or at least country-famous, my hair's awful, by the way, Allagash White from Portland, Maine. I'm going to do this the way that the website tells me to do it. So I'm going to flip it over like this. This is so not what I'm used to doing. And then, circle it around for 10 seconds to get the fermentation all coordinated correctly to the point where it needs to be. What do you think? You think that's good? And I'm hoping I'm not going to get a spritz of foam up as I open Allagash White. Many people consider this to be the best of the best of the wit beer style. I've never reviewed it, as I mentioned, but I'm sure I've had it many, many times. And we see this really hazy pour, I guess kind of how it looks on the tap. I'm not going to put any fruit in it. I'll go by the founder of Allagash, and if they wanted to make it more fruity, they would have added more fruit to the fermentation. That makes sense, Why change what's already there if what's already there is meant to have already been there? So this beer has a very, very hazy pour and a very lighter color. So this is not quite an orange. It's more of a grapefruit look, I would say. More of a hazy, yellowish, very, very light orange. I don't know. It's a little more yellowish than orange to me. Frothy head, probably about a finger or so, I would say. Swirling around to get the fermentation even better. Let's get the aroma now of Allagash White. Very yeasty, very lemony, orangey, I would say. Decent aroma. I like it. Let's get the taste now. Excellent. Wow. Getting the spices, the coriander, just the very, very wheat kind of sensation in this. This is a really all-around world-class beer. Great taste. So this is marketed as the best of the best, and it was the beer that gave birth to Allagash Brewing Company, and I'm really getting like that very orangey taste as well in this. It's really a spectacular beer. Very summery. In this style, it is probably the best that I've had. And I've got nothing but great things to say about it. Just perfect context, perfect look. Aroma-wise, it's good. I mean, the aromas of wit beer, you're not really going to get like an IPA would hit you in the nose, or a some kind of a hefty stout. But this is, pretty much, and I don't know whether it has to do with the fact that I tilted it down and swirled it. I don't know, but love Allagash White. Never had it on tap. I'm probably going to change that at some point and actually have it on tap. Hopefully in the near future, but really, really as close to perfect as you can get. So 10 out of 10 for Allagash White.